Greetings YouTubers, this is Jerry with Omnivore bladeworks, and I wanted to give you a quick rundown of the different variations of my tomahawks. On the far left, this gray one is the 3B tomahawk. That stands for Bushcraft, Backpack, and Badass. This is the cheapest model. You can see on the head there's no underhook edges. All we have is an axe edge, a mohawk edge, a beard, and a spike point. This one in particular is a demo because of the holes, and you can see the web thickness on either side of the tang is very slightly different. So there's a little bit of a distortion on when the water jet or the laser cut these out, or that particular one. There may be some other issue that I don't remember what it is, but as far as I can tell, that's the only issue. It's a very small difference in thickness between this web and that web. Moving up, we've got this next one is the 3B Ultralight, and it's wearing a handle. Otherwise it would look like this, and you can see, oh, that's silly, you can see that it has a straight, or more it's a straighter taper without the lanyard hole, and all that enables is so you can actually let go of it if you wanted to chuck it at somebody or at a log or something. And then this jimping here is used to constrain paracord at the end when you're wrapping it so it doesn't slide off. But still wrapping the tomahawk and making it look good is very tricky. So I prefer personally to have the grips installed and then do some paracord if that's not girthy enough. Anyway, then we got the ETA Scout, ETA Elementary Task Accommodation Tomahawk. I actually named it after my EMT class instructor. That were his initials, and I thought it was kind of funny to name her after him because he was a fire or policeman, and I thought of this as kind of a policeman's helper axe. But on this one you can see there's a pry bar pommel, and you can see here that it is skeletonized, so it's not going to be the heaviest duty pry bar ever because your weak point is going to be right there if you start prying on stuff while this is in the sheath. But it's more of it could be used as a digging bar, and if you were to throw this, it could stick and not be a problem. That's another thing. The reason that this is chamfered on the pommel here is so that if you do stick it into something hard or you throw it at something hard, it will actually reduce the shock impact to the whole system because it'll have a little bit of a wedge to decelerate into harder targets, like hard trees. Then you can see, so this is this nickel-plated 3B Ultralight with no grips, and this last one is the Anubis in standard configuration with what I call ghost camouflage. This is it's kind of like what Conan the Barbarian looked like when they went and raided that temple with their war paint. Gray and black makes a good camouflage at night. So that's got the hand stop area so that you know that when you slide up on it, you know to stop before you cut your fingers and your thumb off with the underhook edges. And then this, of course, you guys know how the sheath works. You can wear it on your belt or a backpack. And now this is the next generation. We got a prototype batch of about 8 of these. This is a 3V blank, about 0.275 inches thick, and it's going to have a hidden tang, so you'll have holes from the handles in the same positions as the old handle, but instead of pocketing out this partial section like I do on the 3B Ultralight grips to save weight, I'm going to be using thicker handle material and then cutting out a slot for this tang to go into. And so it'll end up looking very similar to the original, except because the tang is hidden, we can make it bigger or smaller, and it can fit in a larger number of or you can customize your grips as you want to. And then the head, once I figure out how to do it, we'll still get the underhook edges and the mohawk edge, and the axe edge. But instead of holes in the head, I'm going to try to hire out a pocketing job, so it'll be like a contour line that will pocket out an area to save weight and to edge to allow for retention in the sheath, temporary retention in the sheath. Normally we have the locking bar. The locking bar hooks up underneath the spike, and so basically these tabs on here are for fixturing, so we can get the CNC machine to cut our underhooks and most of our other features. And then the last thing I'll do is I'll cut those off, and then grind the under spike chamfer and the beard chamfer manually on the belt grinder. So anyway, this is going to be the prototype batch. I don't know when I'll actually get to work on these. Hopefully this winter. And I'll be making the grips out of Tough or micarta canvas, like 3/8 inch thick micarta scales. And assuming I can find somebody with a good CNC machine that can do it for me, the milling, then we'll be all set to go. And then subsequent batches, we'll probably try to make some more out of 1095 in the same configuration to save money, because this blank right here probably is, $150 just for the steel. And then the 1095 equivalent blank would be more like $35 or less. So that's a big difference in material costs for me, and when I'm making batches of 30 at a time. But anyway, that should answer all your questions about the different configurations for these tomahawks. The two nickel plated ones, the ultralight and the ETA, those are available right now. All these are actually not spoken for, except maybe Anubis. That's one I need to call people about. So if you've had a verbal order on an Anubis tomahawk and you haven't paid yet, let me know so I don't have to track you down, because I got a list, but I'm procrastinating about calling people because I hate asking for money. So there it is. I got more coming, and there's nobody really waiting that I know of on the ultralights and the ETAs, and I have quite a few of those. So give me an email, sressentials@gmail.com, or you can call me, and we can get you set up. Alright, see you next time.